And we begin tonight by tracking storms moving across parts of the valley tonight. And all of this is just the beginning as we prepare for a long stretch of heavy rain headed our way. This is a live look right now from the I-10 at the Salt River Bridge there, where you can see those streets are very slick there. Drivers having to navigate some slick road conditions. Meanwhile, this is what it looks like on the I-17 and Thomas. It's pretty much of the same there. We're seeing some very slick roads. Doesn't look like it's raining in that area at the moment. But again, just be extra careful out there if you have to travel here tonight and really all the way through Saturday. And then finally, this is a live look right now outside of our studios here in downtown Phoenix. You can see, again, those streets are very wet out there. We've been seeing some lightning flashes and showers on and off pretty much throughout the day. So thanks everyone so much for joining us tonight. For 12 News at 10, I'm Kadiva Devine. Mark Curtis has the night off. Well, as I mentioned, tonight's rain is just the beginning of a very wet stretch of days ahead for us. We're going to get straight to meteorologist Lindsay Riley. And Lindsay, what does the radar look like right now?
Well, we are tracking showers in the downtown area and much of the valley as we speak. No severe thunderstorm warnings, but you will see some lightning and hear some rumbles of thunder out there. This is just the beginning of what's going to be impacting our weather over the next several days. So light to moderate rain in downtown. It has been heavier further to the north. Here's a quick overlook of the valley currently, and you can see a lot of showers through central Phoenix, up and down the I-17, down through Ahwatukee. Areas in yellow, that's some heavier downpours right now, but again, nothing severe, and it is trailing down to the south. Areas near Gila Bend and the I-8 also getting wet this evening. It has been raining for several hours along the rim, especially near Payson, Holbrook, as well as Show Low. Also, Prescott has been quite wet this afternoon, and Lake Havasu, well as Kingman, has also been seeing a lot of shower activity. Now, here's where we have the biggest threat for flooding tomorrow. This is a high risk. It includes Flagstaff, down I-17, and Phoenix for excessive rainfall. This is where we're going to see some of the highest totals tomorrow, our biggest threat for flooding. Then as we get into the day on Saturday, areas in yellow. This is a moderate risk, but includes much of south central Arizona all the way out to the White Mountains. So that's where we could see some flooding on Saturday. And then Sunday, the heaviest precipitation is going to be across far southeastern Arizona, closer to Tucson, Safford, and parts of Cochise counties. As we go into our main weather here, we'll give you an hour-by-hour outlook at what we can expect heading into the weekend. Karibe.
All right, Lindsay, we'll see you in a few minutes. Well, people in the valley are doing whatever they can to get ready for tomorrow's rain and the flooding that could come along with it. 12 News journalist Chase Golightly is joining us live in Phoenix. And Chase, some folks are not taking any chances. You spoke to someone who's already stocked up on sandbags.
Creepy, that's right, and a lot of people were out getting their sandbags today. They say the last storm from a few weeks ago that we all know brought that severe rain and flooding still weighing very heavy on their minds tonight. They brought their bags and their shovels, taking advantage of the free sand to protect their homes.
This is our first time picking up sandbags.
For Anthony Urias, this is the second spot in Phoenix he's gone to.
I went to the one on Chavez Park, 35th Avenue and Baseline, and that was totally empty already.
Getting sand for his home and his mom's.
We live in the flood zone in South Phoenix, and the streets were pretty bad. The debris everywhere, some of the house got messed up.
He loaded up a little more than half a dozen sandbags, then drove straight to his mom's house and started stacking.
Feeling pretty good for now. Hopefully if the storm doesn't get too bad. But yeah, thankful now that we can at least do this for this time.
Showing us just how much water accumulated from the last storm. Even with Thursday's rain, we saw water flowing through. While he's hunkering down, places like the Arizona State Fair say they'll be open, rain or shine.
Bring your umbrellas, bring your poncho. We will be open.
Brianda Martinez with the fair says they are taking precautions with flood barricades, saying during the last storm they did have to close.
We have lots of places indoors as well if you want to stay dry. The rides will remain open if there's light rain. However, if there's high winds or lightning, they will get closed. and reopen when it's safe to do so.
Also in Phoenix this weekend, the Greek Festival, where people can enjoy Greek food, drinks, entertainment, and more, all under these tents.
And we've been making some adjustments as necessary. It's going to take more than a little rain to keep the Greeks away from a party.
Then in Tempe, you have Four Peaks Brewing Oktoberfest, where organizers say there will be several areas where people can stay dry.
Past few years, we've had a lot of sunshine. This year, it looks like rain, but we are still going. So we're taking a lot of precautions.
Now back to those sandbags. It's not just Phoenix that's handing out sandbags for free. Several cities across the valley, including Mesa, Scottsdale, Glendale, all doing the same thing. We actually have a full list of locations where you can get your sandbag on our website at 12news.com. We're live in Phoenix tonight. Chase Golightly, 12 News.
All right, it's good to see everyone being proactive. Chase, you better get indoors. I see that lightning flashing behind you, so we definitely want you to stay safe out there. All right, thank you. And another way you can stay safe is by downloading our streaming app 12 Plus so that you can track the storm as it hits, and you can also watch our extended coverage. The 12 News Weather Impact team will be getting you prepared ahead of the storm and reporting live as it hits this weekend. So just download 12 Plus on your TV and you can watch for free. Happening right now in Phoenix, a man is facing life-threatening injuries after being shot. It happened just before 5:30 tonight in the area of 43rd Avenue in McDowell. Phoenix police say that they interviewed several witnesses on scene, but they still don't have any information on a suspect right now. The area is expected to be closed down for the next several hours. And police have identified the man who they say was shot and killed by officers in El Mirage last night. Police say that 44-year-old Jeremy Preckle called police saying that he was suicidal. When officers got to the scene near El Mirage and Cactus Roads, they say that Preckle started walking towards them while holding a rifle. That's when officers shot him. Preckle died from his injuries. The shooting is being investigated by Glendale Police Department. And we're also learning some more information about a deadly police shooting that happened in Queen Creek. Officers responded to a call of a suicidal man who had left his home. Tonight, that man has been identified as 72-year-old Bradley Boyer. Officers found Boyer in a church parking lot near Ellsworth and Chandler Heights Boulevard. Police say that he was armed and he was near members of the public. It's not clear exactly why officers opened fire. The shooting is being investigated by the Mesa Police Department. Now, both of yesterday's police shootings highlight a heartbreaking and complex crisis that's playing out in our communities. People with mental health issues ending up dead in confrontations with police. In just the past 3 months, there have been 6 officer-involved shootings with people experiencing a mental health crisis. 5 of those encounters were fatal. 12 News journalist Kyle Simchuk is speaking with a former cop turned de-escalation trainer who says the issue is bigger than just law enforcement.
From apartment complexes and mountain parks to church parking lots and family homes. Since July, 6 men across the valley described as being suicidal have been shot by police. All but one of them died.
A commonality is, of course, the presence of a weapon. It's going to be the highest predictor of a deadly outcome in any law enforcement interactions.
Jesse Trevino is a former police officer who now trains law enforcement nationwide in crisis response and de-escalation through his organization, Solution Point Plus.
We in law enforcement should know as much as we can about mental illness.
He says it's unfair police are often the default response to mental health crises.
I believe, especially the more serious ones, will never allow for any other response other than law enforcement, because of the danger that's present.
Trevino says some agencies in the Midwest and Texas have adopted bold policy changes. If a suicidal person is alone, barricaded inside a home and calls police,
they don't answer. Either they won't respond, they won't show up at all.
But police in Arizona still do.
These are very difficult calls to navigate.
Dave Goitia, president of the Glendale Fraternal Order of Police, says law enforcement never wants to use lethal force, and doing so can have lasting psychological effects on an officer.
But the problem is when somebody is putting your life in jeopardy or a civilian's life in jeopardy, the time for de-escalation and those tools has unfortunately passed.
Goitia and Trevino believe more proactive mental health treatment and access to services are needed.
I'm not saying that just building another clinic is going to change things. There has to be significant understanding of this.
For the families and for the officers, these stories don't end when the scene clears. Each case brings grief, anger, and lasting trauma.
To the people that lost a loved one, it's extremely tragic. And I know for a fact it's tragic to the people that had to pull the trigger as well.
In Phoenix, Kyle Simchuk, 12 News.
All right, Kyle, thank you. And if you or someone that you know is struggling with suicidal thoughts, help is available 24/7. You can call or you can text the number 988. That is the National Suicide and Crisis Lifeline, and you can speak with trained counselors at any time. Developing tonight, Cindy McCain, head of the UN World Food Program and the widow of Senator John McCain, suffered a mild stroke this week. According to a press release from the World Food Program, McCain is thankfully doing well and is expected to make a full recovery. She will now be traveling to Arizona from Rome, Italy, where the organization is based. She's expected to return to her post after her doctors have cleared her in about 4 to 6 weeks. A former Arizona lawmaker has been sentenced to probation for violating a restraining order which stemmed from a death threat against a City of Tolleson employee. Democrat Lisa Sun has been ordered to stay away from 3 Tolleson employees over abusive conduct. Sun's behavior led to her resignation from the legislature in 2024. She is now president of the Tolleson Union High School District Governing Board. Sun has now been sentenced to 24 months probation, and that restraining order has been extended for 2 years.